Welcome to another edition of Text Coin Update. Bobby Gray here, founder of Fearless Leader. Happy to join you again for another edition of our Thursday night introductory chat. Remember, this call is open to anyone and everyone that wants to join, whether they're in the mining program, just interested, want to learn about crypto. We talk a little bit about crypto on these calls. We talk a little bit about a lot of it about Texacoin news and updates. So there's always something new and exciting for us to cover. But this call is open to everybody, and all are encouraged to join. Thanks again. So as I mentioned earlier in our side chat, this call tonight is going to be all about me. You know, it's not very often that you just get to sit down and talk about yourself for a while, uninterrupted, because I can just mute everybody else here, so you can't even interrupt if you wanted to. Somebody else is making noise. Mr. Crandall's making noise. I'm going to mute you there, Mr. Crandall. Mute it out. I can just press a button and shut you all up, so you have to sit back and just listen to me talk about myself. But there's a reason why I want to do that, and it's certainly related to Texacoin in general. We'll cover that in a few moments. But I've always wondered about, what would happen if something happened to President Trump? As terrible of a thought that is, what would happen? Who would be able to step up and fill that guy's shoes? And the answer is nobody. Nobody can. There's a lot of great people out there in the world, a lot of great people in the Republican Party, a lot of great speakers, a lot of great ideas, but no one can fill those shoes. The reason is very simple. Nobody has walked the path that he walked. Nobody's been through the experiences, had the trials and the tribulations that he went through, that he had to battle through to come out alive and mostly victorious on the other side. You can't buy authenticity. I think that's a line from Yellowstone. Really like it. I'm going to use it now. But the point is that, if you haven't gone through those things, if you haven't done the same things that he's done, if you haven't walked down that same path, it's impossible to ever be what he is. And, I certainly hope and pray for the best for him, for the future of our country. But I think about myself. Certainly I'm no Trump, but I am a guy that's unwilling to go the way that everybody else is going. I'm unwilling to go the easy way. I'm unwilling to do it the same way that everybody else does it. It's not because I want to be difficult. It's because I think that there's something wrong. And then the question becomes, well, who's going to fix it? I'm that guy. And if you are connected with me on Telegram and you read my bio there, you'll see that my bio on Telegram says a little quote. I don't know who the quote's from, but the quote is, reasonable men will bend themselves to the world. Unreasonable men will try to bend the world to themselves. And that's why all progress is dependent upon unreasonable men. So I like to think of myself as an unreasonable man. This all started for me back in 2007. I just started a little family and figured out that something was wrong in the world. And it all came back to money. And I told this story probably 2-3 weeks ago, so I'm not going to tell that story. But something wrong in the world. Somebody's got to do something about it. Surely somebody is. There's not. What are the odds that the thing that's really wrong in the world, the money that we have, and as badly as the money system is broken, nobody's doing something about it. Well, someone's got to be that guy. I'll be that guy. And so that's where my adventure began. And I want to just take you through a couple of things that I've done since then that have caused me to be at the place where I am now, which I consider to be very lucky. In 2008, I heard a story about the Lakota Indian Nation declaring their independence from the U.S. government and withdrawing from the Treaty of Fort Laramie, 1868. Delegation of Lakota went to Washington, D.C. to withdraw from that treaty. I heard about that, and I said, if these guys are going to be their own country, they need their own money, and who better than to help them to create that than me? And if we're going to do it, we're going to do it on a standard. We're going to use a gold and silver standard to reestablish that. And so I kicked off November 24th, 2008, the Lakota, free and independent Lakota currency with the Lakota Crazy Horse coin. And I've made a lot of those coins over the years. 4 years later, I was invited to testify in front of the U.S. House Domestic Financial Services Subcommittee hearing on parallel currencies, the roadmap to monetary freedom. This was because of all the work that had been done over those years for setting up complementary currencies that were working. You know, we had 25,000 plus businesses across the U.S. using an alternative currency, one that was as difficult to manufacture and as difficult to use as gold and silver coins. I mean, you can't get any more old-fashioned than that. But, you know, even going back to 2008, over the next couple of years, we came out with 5 different sovereign nation currencies. I don't know if Eddie is on this call, but Eddie was really the mastermind behind spearheading that initiative with sovereign economics. We did Lakota, we did Crow, we did Soto, we did a tribe out of Canada that I don't remember, and we also did, man, one more out of Hawaii. Who was that? I don't remember. It's been a while. There's Eddie. Eddie, what were the tribes that we did work with back in the day? Anyway, while Eddie jumps in and figures out the answer to that question, I'll continue. 2012 testified in front of U.S. Congress, gave them a little piece of our mind, let them know what we thought about them meddling around with our money, how bad of a job they've done in 100 years that they had the Federal Reserve, reminded them that the real evil of the world was the people that run the central banks and the men in government that allow it to exist. 2012 was also a good year because that's the year we created the first and original Bitcoin coin, the one that everyone knows and loves today as being the face of all things cryptocurrency. Hold on, we got a comment here. Howdy. Tribes, Indian tribes, Eddie, we need to know. Fast forward to 2017, when I created the original Bitcoin cold storage wallet with the world famous coin that everyone knew and loved, with some lasers that I was using to manufacture other products that I was making back then. You know, the coin that the industry uses now to keep crypto safe offline, where it can't get hacked and won't go out of business. Somebody sent me a screenshot today of like $60,000 that they've got stored on Coinbase. And I said, what are you doing? You don't keep that much money on a trade exchange. These things will go out of business. Come stop by. Let's put it on a cold storage wallet where it's safe. But even from 2013 to 2021, when I was living with my family in Asia, you know, that's our target market for selling our digital asset. All of these things that I've done over all of these years have contributed to us being right here where we are right now, at the right place, at the right time. It has to be me. You know, nobody else can do it because nobody else has walked that path. Nobody else has gone through the things that I've gone through. Nobody else has created the things that I made, had the experience with alternative currencies. I mean, so many of the things that I've done over the years have made it easy and possible for me to be right here with you today, creating Texacoin. And I think that's such a big and powerful thing that I stop every once in a while to remember it, to go through that list and to say, wow, this is a project that was really meant for me. This is something that I was destined to do. You know, I don't find it as being coincidental that we're in Texas, you know, the one state in the country that's standing up now to this out of control federal government, just drawing a line and saying, no, come and take it. You know, it's not coincidental that that's where we are. When we came back from Asia at the end of 2020, our family said we could go anywhere in the US that we want. We could go live on a beach in Florida. We can go get some farmland in the middle of the country. Where do we want to be? Where is it that freedom rings loud and clear? It's Texas. And the fact that we've done all these things, we've put in all these years of work the difficult way. we made our job of establishing sound money about as impossible as it could have been with old-fashioned gold and silver. And so it's so amazing to me to look at this long list of activities, things that I've done, things that the team that I've built along that journey, and how so many of those things have contributed to us being where we are today with a great reputation as leaders in the industry, as somebody that hasn't burned their bridge already in crypto. I mean, there are a lot of guys that get into crypto, make terrible mistakes, mess it up, and can never do it again. Not us. We haven't done that yet. This is our first time doing a digital asset. So we're taking all these years of experience, all these years of leadership, this great team, this mission, and we're getting off the horse and buggy that we're gold and silver and getting onto the crypto rocket ship using all these tools that have taken us years, 16 years to bring together to be where we are today, here with you, launching TXC, the future of money in Texas. And it's when I stop and I go through that list where I really remember why I know we're going to be successful. Cryptos launch every day. And most of them are a total scam. Most of them are based on nothing more than a funny picture. We were talking earlier today about the Trump MAGA coin. Like, it's worth $250 million. It's crazy. And it's just a concept. It's just an idea with a small team that's passionate about it. We've got so much more than that going for us. And if those guys with a funny picture can take it to $250 million, I know we can go light years beyond that. But the reason I know we're going to succeed is because of all the things we just talked about, and also the markets that we're going into. TXC is designed for people that didn't get into crypto back when crypto was hot. It's not the only market. It's not exclusively for that market. But the experience that I have and the people that I've crossed paths with over these last 16 years, there are a lot of guys that didn't get into crypto. It's really hard to engage cryptocurrency when you come at it from the world of gold and silver. I mean, we're really talking about opposite ends of the value spectrum. Gold and silver, tangible, physical, respected as money for thousands of years. These are obvious forms of value. Crypto, new, untested, digital, intangible, somewhere out there in the cloud. I mean, it's really, you have to use a different part of your brain to try to wrap your mind around the concept of cryptocurrency. But we're able to speak to both of those worlds. We've done great things for the crypto industry. We've created custom coins for a lot of the top names in crypto. We create and provide a tool that thousands and thousands of people in the crypto industry use every day to keep their crypto safe. And so that's our reputation. That's our street cred inside of this industry. But we're now able to take our message to people that didn't get in, guys that sat on the sidelines, guys that knew about crypto in 2011 and 2012. I mean, I remember that there were some very loud mouths in the silver industry that were saying, stay out of crypto. Don't get in. Take everything you have, sell it, and get more silver. And that went down when silver was at like $50 an ounce. And what an incredible, terrible thing that was for some people to avoid the crypto train and instead it doubled down on silver. Silver dropped from there all the way down to almost $10 an ounce. That's an 80% drop. That's a terrible thing for people that listen to that message. And I saw that happen firsthand. I know people that did that. So we're able to communicate with both sides. We know the honest money conversation. We know the gold and silver conversation. We know what the gold and silver buyers are concerned about. And we also know what the crypto guys are concerned about. So who better to take this message to the millions of Americans that have been buying gold and silver, stacking for years and years and years, that have yet to dip a toe in the cryptocurrency water? That's a message that is uniquely presentable by us. We can speak to those people passionately, eloquently. We can bring them over to our camp. We can bring them over and teach them the basics. We can help them understand what they've missed out on. We can help them understand why we believe that crypto is the future of money. And not just that, but why we believe that cryptocurrency is actually the most perfect form of money that we have. I talked about that before, about how money, anything that's going to be good money, has to be a medium of exchange, has to be a unit of account, and has to be a good store of value. And cryptocurrency satisfies all those things today. And it took me a long time to get to that point where I finally believed that crypto was a good store of value. But that's where we are today. We're able to have that conversation, not just with people that come from the gold and silver world, but also people that come from the world of affiliate marketing. You know, the way that we're building out our mining pool with affiliate marketing is really powerful because there are millions of Americans that are big on affiliate and network marketing. Those are people that love to run home-based businesses. They love to talk about things that are doing well for them. And through that, you know, we're able to engage millions of people as well. So you look at the millions of people that have been buying gold and silver coins that have yet to get into crypto. You look at the millions of people that are into affiliate marketing that maybe got into crypto some time ago and it didn't work out. We're learning from all those mistakes. We sat back long enough now to see what they did, see what worked, to see what they did wrong, to learn from their mistakes, to take all that information, all of our experience, and now do it the right way. And I truly believe that here today, what we have with Texacoin is the most perfect form of money that you can have. And with our team and you, taking this thing out to the world is going to happen quickly and easily. I know that we have our own ways of developing our own markets for Texacoin. You know, right now, the last couple of days, I've been thinking about all the different things that we can use with text or do with Texacoin, embedded onto different types of things, gold-backed notes, silver coins, copper coins, to help get Texacoin out into circulation. You know, that's a small market because it's a United States market. The real market that we're going after is where we kick off in September by going to Korea Blockchain Week, taking a week off and relaxing in Thailand, and then coming out for the Singapore Blockchain Week the week after that. And so that's our real target market. And so now we're developing strategies, social media accounts. We're really perfecting our message today so that we can let the rest of the world know that we've got nothing but love for them. We want to trade with all, make alliances with none, just like the founders encouraged. You might have heard in the news this past week that Texas is in the process of setting up their own little embassy for economic trade in Taiwan. You know, to me, it's like, geez, the writing is on the wall. We've got stock exchange opening off of Wall Street for the first time in Dallas. We've got Texas setting up a economic trade office over in Asia, in Taiwan. Like, it's just so clear to me the direction that we're heading. And I'm so excited to be here at the epicenter doing what I think is the most important thing right now, establishing a fair, honest medium of exchange so that we can trade with the rest of the world. And that's what Texacoin is all about. So at the moment, we're working on building our mine. We just got a tank into that we're happy with to set up the immersion cooling. As soon as the immersion cooling is done, and as soon as our shipment shows up with our latest round of ASICs, we will have the ability to demonstrate that we have the hash power that we've sold through the mining pool. And that's a really important thing. We want you to be able to go directly to our mining pool server, see how much hash power we have, calculate if you're in the mining pool, how much of that you control, and then do the math on how much that payout should be every day. It's very important. You know, crypto is all about transparency. Everything that happens in crypto is permanently recorded to the blockchain. And so you can go right now to explore.texacoin.org and you can see all the transactions. You can see the payouts that are happening from the mining pool server every day. You can see where things are moving around. You can see who the top holders of Texacoin are. Maybe you're one of them. And so it's very important for honest money to be transparent. We want people to know exactly how many there are. There will only ever be about 350 million Texacoin ever in circulation. Those 350 million are coming into circulation over the next 137 years. This is designed to be a multi-generational cryptocurrency. One of the other things that's unique about Texacoin is that it's exclusively mined here in Texas. I don't know of any other cryptocurrency that has a regional exclusivity on their mining network. Why is that so important? Because we want to be in control of our money. We don't want to outsource control of our network. We don't want to outsource control of our money. We want to retain control of it here. We want to export it all over the world, and that is our plan. Manufacture it here, sell it there. Bring some of that cash back home. Eddie, I'm going to mute you here. I'm not sure why you're not muted, but now you are muted. Feel free to unmute yourself if you've got something valuable to add. So back to things about Texas Coin that make us incredibly unique. Number one, we've got a great team. Eddie's one of the guys. Eddie's been with me since the early days. He helped write the speech that was delivered to Congress in 2012. We were just talking and joking around about that today. One of his best lines of all time was referring to the U.S. Constitution to Congress as their employee handbook. According to your employee handbook, Eddie, you can fill in the blanks there if you want. I'll share that video with you. It's something fun to watch while you're on the toilet or something. But it's a great little walk down memory lane to see that the message that we have is incredibly congruent. You won't find something that I said 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago that's any different from the exact same message that I'm saying to you today. Honest money is critical. It's the lifeblood of society. If the money is corrupt, there's no way that civilization can ever be anything but corrupt. That's how we deal with each other. That's how we keep score. That's how we keep track of who owes who what. And if we're using honest money, at least we're on a level playing field. And that's an incredibly important thing for a fair and just society. There are going to be lots of problems that societies face along the way. There's always going to be an issue of politics. There's always going to be a question of, how to run things right. But if the money is honest, at least you've got yourself a place to get started with that discussion. If the money is dishonest and somebody's controlling it that makes whatever they want, whenever they want, and gives it out to whomever they please, you're off to a really bad start. So talking about Texas Coin, unique in the fact that we don't have any pre-mine. Unique in the fact that we have built a mining component into the system. A lot of people that create their own digital currencies, click, 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 they create a token out of thin air. They create 500 million or billion or trillion of these things just by clicking on a couple buttons. It's very easy to do. It costs almost nothing. And you can have your own meme coin launched in about 60 seconds. What are we doing? We're doing it different. We're doing it because we need to control the mind. We want individuals like you to be in control of their money and their future. And if we outsource that to somebody else, we will always be at their mercy. They decide to make more of it. They decide to shut down our account. We're in real trouble. So we have a mineable crypto that's exclusively mined here in Texas. Our goal is to manage and own one of the largest decentralized mines, if not the largest decentralized mine in the world. The number that we're shooting for initially is 100 million megahash. It's a big number, but there are a lot of people out there that are big fans of what we're doing. And we're just now starting to really get our stride going now that all of our technological issues are out of the way. Now that we're back on an exchange, we have a couple important next steps coming up with getting listed on CoinMarketCap so that you can track the value of it. We want, if you have the app, to be able to go into that app and see exactly what the value of your coin is right there in the app. So we've got more work to do on the technology side. We've got more work to do on the mine side. And I've got about 7-8 weeks to do those things before it's time to jump on a plane and head out to Asia. Again, I invite you to join me. Whether you want to come and pay your own way or you want to earn your way in through the mining pool rewards program, either way, I'd love to have you join us for that adventure. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it's coming up at the beginning of September. Okay, so we talked about why we're confident that we're going to be successful. Our leadership, our experience, the things that we're doing in the marketplace and have done now for 12 years. Those things are all important, but really the key to taking this thing to the next level, after all those things begin to take root, is to establish a good relationship with the crypto community, primarily in Asia. And remember that 60% of the speculative crypto investing is in Japan, Korea, and China. And so we want to go over there in September to their doorstep, make a great appearance, share with them our culture, share with them our values, share with them our message, and share with them Texacoin and invite them to participate in this journey along with us. And so September will be a very big month for us. And again, we're very excited for some of you to come along for that journey. If you've got the time and the stomach to take a 21, 22, 23-hour flight over to the other side of the world. So Texacoin in a nutshell. It's fast. It's faster than Bitcoin. It's less expensive than Bitcoin. It's brand new. Texacoin is your second chance at crypto. If you missed it the first time around, don't worry. We've got another shot. We have another shot because the crypto kids, those guys that got in early, those guys that got in rich, they got greedy and they handed over control, whether they intended to do it or not, to the mega corporations, the banks, and the foreign countries. We need to bring control of that back to here. We're doing it in Texas, and we're doing it with Texacoin. We want Texacoin to pave the way for Texas independence. As sad and as difficult as it may be to believe and acknowledge, every empire eventually comes to an end. And I believe that we're at the very last moments of the American empire. You know, empires, they rise, they fall. And there are some very distinguishable things that are happening on the way up, and there's some things that are very distinguishable on the way down. The thing that marks the very top of the empire is the same every single time in every single case. When your empire's currency becomes the world's reserve currency, that's when you know that you've reached the very top. And unfortunately, the side effect of that amazing thing that's happened, and that's what you want if you're building an empire, you want your paper to be accepted and traded and respected all over the world. The downside of that is that you don't have to work real hard anymore. Now all you have to do is print the paper, send it out for anything you want from all over the world. You want the finest wines from France? Print up some paper and send it along. You want some delicious cheese? Switzerland? Paper, send it. Whatever it is the world has to offer, whether that's oil, energy, food, clothing, electronics, consumer goods, all you got to do is print up paper, send it off, and you bring those things here. That creates more competitiveness and hardworking effort all over the globe. And so while you're out there enjoying the good times, maybe even getting a little bit decadent, the rest of the world is working hard to get their hands on that currency because they can't make it at home. They don't have the luxury of firing up their printing press and just making their own currency that's respected around the world. And so that marks the top of the empire. That happened for us here in the United States in 1945. The Bretton Woods Agreement established the US dollar as the world's reserve currency. It happened long before I was here. You know, you and I didn't have anything to do with that. It's not our fault. Now, the question is, how long can they hold on to that position of authority? Some nations are able to stretch it out for hundreds of years. I believe that today we're doing a lot of bad things. I believe that our influence around the world is starting to wane. I believe that the rest of the world is beginning to not take us as seriously as they once did. You can see that with the rise of BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, other nations joining that alliance. You can see it with countries beginning to end the petrodollar. You know, so these are all things that are the writing on the wall for me that indicate that we're coming up on the end of the age of the American empire. And again, that's going to create a lot of trouble for some people, and it's going to create a lot of opportunity for other people. I see it as a perfect opportunity for you and me. Why? Because anytime things change, you know, there's always a new possibility that comes out of that. That possibility for us is going to be Texas. Texas is going to be the land of abundance and opportunity going forward. And with our experience with currencies and alternative forms of complementary payments, our experience going around door to door to door, talking to merchants and business owners and getting them to think outside of the dollar. I mean, that's hard work. We did it with an impossibly difficult currency, gold and silver, copper. And if we are able to do it over just a couple of years with gold and silver, think about how much faster we can accomplish those results with crypto. Something that's easy to spend, infinitely divisible, something you can carry on your phone, scan or tap to pay. I mean, it's just going to be so much easier this time around. So I'm looking forward to that journey. But that's what we're doing. We've got a decentralized currency with no pre-mine that's made right here in Texas that we're going to export all over the world. We're going to build the largest decentralized, privately owned mine that's owned by individuals like you and me. And we're going to get Texacoin to be the predominant accepted form of currency circulated in and around the Republic of Texas. I'd like you to join me on that mission. If you're not already involved, send a message, give a call. There are a couple of easy ways you can do it. You can jump on DexTrade and you can pick up a handful of Texacoin. Get them now while they're cheap. I think that we are right now at the end of cheap Texacoin. We've got a couple of things that are just getting started now to get Texacoin out there to the world, and I don't think we're going to see cheap Texacoin for much longer. You can get it anytime you want. There's plenty of upside, but of course, the cheaper it is, the more upside you'll be able to enjoy. Second, you can join our mining pool. And that's a really easy way to get in on the fun, get in on the action, get paid out day in, day out from the Texacoin mining pool server, and join our Tuesday calls where we talk about more education and trading in the world of crypto. We do events from time to time, get-togethers at my place or other places around town. I think our next event is going to be August 1st, somewhere in and around Garland area. So come out and join us, pick up some Texacoin on DexTrade, pick up a cold storage coin with some Texacoin on it from blockchainmint.com. You can do that right now as well. So if you just want to dip a toe in the water, we invite you to go pick up a couple handfuls of Texacoin right now while they're cheap, and consider joining the mining pool at minetxc.com, or talk to the person that told you to jump on the call here tonight and learn a little bit more about it from them. Thursday night, open to anyone and everyone. I am eager to answer all your questions. I don't see any questions in the group chat. If anyone's got a question, now's the time to pop it in. Before I say thank you again for joining and we call it an evening, is there any question out there? Eddie, you got a question?
Yeah. Did you have a question for me? You asked a question earlier.
The question earlier was the Indian nations, Lakota, Crow, Soto.
Atui, the Polynesian nation.
That's right. We'll share some of those videos of some of the things that Eddie and I did back in the day with our Indian friends. Other questions? It smells like something's burning in my house.
Oh.
Wife, are you burning something? What are we burning? Okay, that's it for Thursday night. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. We'll connect with you again if you're part of our mining program this Tuesday. I see something in the chat. Last minute question. Great 4th of July parties. Awesome. Thank you. It was a good time, and it was so good to meet so many of you. Is this meeting being recorded? Yes, this meeting is being recorded, and I'll share a link after we get off the call. All right, that's it for me. Thank you, everyone. Have a great Thursday night. We'll talk again early next week.